Hello. This is Father Adam Kotas, a Roman Catholic priest. I am a Roman Catholic priest, and I always will be. You know, when I was about 5 or 6 years old, my small little town in Poland was getting ready to welcome the bishop. And when the bishop would visit, it would be a big deal. And so these ladies who ran everything in the church and told everybody what to do, including the priest, they said, well, we need to welcome the bishop with a poem. And they chose a kid to deliver the poem. And guess who they chose? Me! Because I always had a big mouth. And after I recited the poem to welcome the bishop picked me up in his arms and he says, now you said this poem so well. What is it that you want to do when you grow up? Do you want to be a priest? And I said, no! And he says, well, what is it that you want to be? And I said, I want to be God. I want to be God, I said. And the bishop says, well, why do you want to be God? And I said, because God does not die, and I don't want to be somebody that dies. I don't want to die, so I want to be God. Well, when I got home, my grandfather, who never went to church, because he was a member of the Communist Party and never went to church, he heard about what I told the bishop. And he says, I heard you want to be God. Well, if you want to be God, we're going to have to put you on the cross because God has to suffer. And all I could think of was this cross in front of the church that did not have a body on it. And I said, oh no, they're going to nail me to that cross. And so I looked at my grandfather and I said, well, I guess I'll just settle for being a priest. If I can't be God, I guess I'll just settle for being a priest. And in Jesus Christ, we met God. Because, you know, from the very beginning of the Bible, in the book of Genesis, we learned that we are made in the image and likeness of God. God made us very little less than himself. And our call in life is to be like Jesus. And Jesus was the Son of God. And you and I are children of God, whether we like it or not. Even atheists are children of God. But in Jesus Christ, we meet God. And we meet a God who suffers. We meet a God who embraces the cross, who doesn't run away from the cross. And through the cross, he comes to new life, resurrection. You know, that's the story of my life. Dying and rising. Dying and rising. Dying and rising. I am a Roman Catholic priest, and I will always be a Roman Catholic priest, no matter what anybody says. Because once you are ordained a Roman Catholic priest validly, and I was ordained a Roman Catholic priest on May 22nd, 2010 by Bishop Daniel Walsh, the first bishop of Las Vegas, the first bishop of the Diocese of Las Vegas. Bishop Daniel Walsh ordained me a Roman Catholic priest on May 22nd, 2010. And that is one of the 7 sacraments of the church. And it's one of 3 sacraments. Baptism, confirmation, and holy orders is one of the sacraments that is never taken away. Once you are baptized, you are always baptized. No matter what you do, you can never be unbaptized. Once you are confirmed, you can never be unconfirmed. And once you are ordained a priest, you are a priest forever. Nobody can ever take the priesthood away from me. I am a priest forever, whether I like it or not. And, you know, sometimes life is tough and we don't like it. Like, you know, you don't feel like being married all the time, right? I finished the seminary with 7 young men who were ordained as priests. Only 3 of us are still priests. Only 3. I cannot betray the Lord. I cannot betray the Lord. You know, during this time that I have been away from having a church, a very difficult time for me because I was born to be a priest. It's my vocation. a very difficult time for me. I suffered very much. Well, that suffering is ending because I am now going to have, starting this Sunday, a church, the Shrine of Saint Benedict, Santuario de San Benito in Spanish. In English, the Shrine of Saint Benedict, Sanctuarium Świętego Benedicta in Polish, okay? 3040 West Cheyenne in North Las Vegas. And I'm thrilled that this Sunday I'll be able to celebrate Holy Mass again with all of you. I'm starting just in Spanish at 10 a.m. and at 2 p.m., 2 Masses in Spanish. Later on, we'll see how things go. I just don't want to do too much all at once because I got to take it slowly. I am turning 40 this year. The 15th of November is my birthday. Yeah, I'm going to be 40 years old this year. I know it's impossible for you to believe it because I look so good. But I am turning 40 this year, okay? And I have had no work done, okay? It's just the grace of God. And lots of laughter. And lots of love of God. And so this Sunday, I will once again be together with you, the people of God, the church. Because the church is not an institution. The church is you and I. And when I was ordained a priest, on May 22nd, 2010, I promised to be faithful to you, the church. I married you. I'm not a single guy. I'm married. I'm married to you, the church. And I don't believe in divorce because Jesus said no divorce. In fact, that's the gospel this weekend that I will be preaching on. It's a very powerful sermon. Don't worry, I'll record you a good sermon in English. No divorce. Just like a validly married couple cannot get a divorce. There's no divorce because Jesus said no, there's no divorce. We live in a disposable culture where everything is, to be thrown away. Plastic, spoons, knives, dishes, it's all disposable. And so we throw people away. God doesn't want us to be part of the disposable culture. I married you, the church, when I was ordained a priest, and I made a promise to be faithful. And I have been faithful as a priest. I've kept my promise to you to continue to serve you and to be with you. And when that has been taken away from me, it's like a man having his wife taken away. This is how I suffered during this time that I did not have a church. It's immense suffering. And it's over! Because every single trial and tribulation and problem in our life is only temporary. Because we believe in the resurrection. Our God is the God of the resurrection who takes us from death to life. And I am already seeing the promised land. I've crossed the river Jordan. In other words, I've been in the tomb and the stone has been rolled away. And I'm seeing the light. And this weekend will be glorious. When we come together again. It's that suffering of when a man loses his wife. I can't compare it to anything than that. Or if you lose your husband. You want him back. You want her back. That's how much I've missed you. Because I wanted you back. Because I'm married to you. And I need you. I can't wait for this weekend. I'm a priest forever, and I will always be a priest. Every single trial in our life has a purpose. This time in my life has been there in order to reinforce my vocation, strengthen me, in my resolve to continue to serve you as a priest of you. You know, there's all sorts of lies about me always. You know, that I've changed religions they've published, or that I'm no longer Catholic, or that I'm this or that, or that I'm no longer a priest. Don't believe any of those things. Once somebody is a priest, they're a priest forever. You can Google the information. Once someone is ordained a priest, they're a priest forever. Nobody can ever unmake me a priest. Like nobody can ever unmake you a Catholic, no matter how much they want. Like if somebody changes their religion and becomes Jehovah's Witness, and they say, well, take me off of the rolls as a Catholic. Can't do that. No. God claims us, and God claims us forever. You know, baptism is so very special, because in baptism, it's not that we become children of God. Because everybody's a child of God, whether you're baptized or not, atheists are children of God. In baptism, we become adopted children of God. The Bible tells us. Paul says, in baptism, we become adopted children of God. What's the difference? Well, this is the Roman Empire. Biblical times were Roman times. And during the Roman Empire, if you had a child, if you had a son, you could get rid of him like that. Just because he burned your dinner, you could get rid of him. But once you adopted a child, once you adopted a son, you could never get rid of that son. They were yours forever. Once you adopted a child, that child was yours forever. You could never get rid of him, and their inheritance could never be taken away from him. That is how special baptism is. That's what the Bible is telling us. That once God claims us forever, and nobody can ever take that away from you. You are God's. You are God's. You belong to God, and nobody can ever take that away from you. That's how special baptism is. We become adopted children of God. That's how special confirmation is. That is the age-old teaching of the Holy Roman Catholic Church. That the three sacraments that leave an indelible mark on your soul that can never be erased, never taken away, is baptism, confirmation, and holy orders. Once a priest is made a priest, they're a priest forever. You get it? And I'm so happy to be coming back and to serve all of you. Every single trial in our life is temporary. Whatever you are going through is temporary. Look at just this year, all that I've been through. Look what I've been through this year. Just this year alone. I was... You know what? I want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it because it makes me sad. And I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about what I've been through because that's the past. And I'm not going there. Why look in the past? I'm not going there. I need to look to the future because that's where I'm going. I'm going to the future. And you too, stop looking to the past. Mother Teresa said that, Saint Mother Teresa said that the world is suffering from two modern diseases. The disease of yesterday and the disease of tomorrow. While Jesus says, live today. Live today. When a reporter, the one who put Mother Teresa out into the world, a BBC reporter asked her, Mother, what is the most important thing in your life? Him asking her that during the interview. And Mother Teresa says to the reporter, this interview. This is the most important thing in my life. This interview. What is the most important thing for me right now? You. You are the most important to me right now. November 15th, I turned 40. I know it's hard to believe. It's going to be a big party. November 15th and November 16th, we're going to party in Las Vegas. Actually, in North Las Vegas, which is a city just near Las Vegas, like 10 minutes from the Las Vegas Strip. And the church that I have right now is the Shrine of St. Benedict, Santuario de San Benito, 3040 West Cheyenne Avenue in North Las Vegas. Give us a call if you have any questions. If you need anything, I can do your wedding in Las Vegas. I can not just do your religious wedding, not just a sacrament of matrimony, but I can also marry you civilly. So you don't have to get married with the justice of the peace or with a judge or at the chapel of the whatever. No. You come to Father Adam Kotas and I will gladly do your wedding. A religious wedding, the sacrament, a civil wedding, or one or the other. Okay? If you're already married civilly, I can do your religious wedding and I'll be happy to do it. If I have time, I can even go to where you need it to be done, okay? In the casino or wherever, okay? Especially if you invite me to the party, because I love the party. I always stay at the party. And then I bring my Tupperware to fill up. And take a couple of beers home too. Why not? It's free. I'm telling you. Can't wait to be with all of you. Can't wait to be with all of you. You know, I'm from Poland. My grandmother, oh my goodness, here she is. She's always with me, my grandmother. My grandmother. My grandmother was born before the Second World War, before Hitler invaded Poland. And she grew up during the Second World War. Her father was killed by a bomb, by a Nazi bomb. And so my grandma was left with just her sisters and her mother. And the Nazis came and wanted them, all women, to prove that they were not Jewish, that they were Polish. Now, if you were a man, that was easy, that they could check really easily. They tell you take your pants down and check if you're circumcised or not. Because if you were circumcised, you were a Jew. If you were not, you were Polish. That's how they checked. And so they couldn't prove that they were not Jewish. And the Nazis gave my grandmother, her mother, and my grandma's sisters 30 days to prove with papers that they were Polish and not Jewish. Well, the municipality had burned down. There was no way to prove. Can you imagine that 30 days of anticipation? The anxiety? The stress? Can you imagine what they went through during those 30 days? And what happened? On day 29! On day 29! On day 29, the Soviets entered Poland and the Second World War ended in Poland. Their wait ended. Their wait had ended. Your wait is about to end too. When, Father Adam? When am I going to end this waiting period? When is my waiting period going to end for this problem to pass? For my marriage to be better? For my husband to quit drinking? When is this waiting period of my child getting off of drugs going to end? When is this waiting period of getting a job going to end? When is this waiting period of battling my cancer going to end? When? When will it end? When will my depression end, my anxiety end? When? I don't know. You know, the Israelites wandered in the desert for 40 years. Their journey, their trial lasted for 40 years. 40 years. And then the promised land appeared. During this year, my trial lasted for over a year. During this period where, I was made to shut down my social media, hide myself under the rock, this and that. I mean, all the things. Father Adam, you are not going to talk about it. The waiting period lasted for a long time this year. I thought it was it seemed like an eternity. Doesn't it seem like when you're going through your problem, when you're going through your suffering, when you're going through something, doesn't it seem like it's forever? Oh, when will it end? Are you there, God? Do you hear me? When? And God's promise is that God, in God's time, not in your time, is going to answer your prayer. Because God answers every single prayer, and God never arrives late. God never arrives late. If you are waiting for the Lord, the promise is that he will arrive. Blessed are those who wait for the Lord. They will not be disappointed, the Bible says. When you wait for the Lord, you wait with hope. And God never disappoints. Our hope has a name, the name of Jesus Christ. The name above every name. Oh my God, I feel like preaching now. The name above every name, and at the name of Jesus, every knee shall bend and every tongue confess that Jesus is Lord. Not your problem. Jesus is Lord. You know, your problem is big. Everybody comes and says, oh, I have such a big problem. Of course you have a big problem. Everybody thinks their problem is big because it's your problem. You're living it. But your God is way bigger than your problem. Do you know why my grandmother taught me to pray the rosary? This is how my grandmother taught me the faith, because my grandma cannot read or write. She's illiterate. The Nazis closed all the schools in Poland. And yet, she has been the best professor in my life. My grandmother could never read the Bible to me, because she can't read or write. But she has been, and she is, the best Bible I have ever read. And I want to be the best Bible you read. You may be the only Bible your kids ever read. What are they reading? Judgment? That do this, do that? What's wrong with you? Yesterday, outside of the church, outside of the shrine of Saint Benedict, Santuario de San Benito in North Las Vegas, a lady is waiting for me. And I go to her and I, welcomed her as I always do. And she starts to cry yesterday. And she says, Father, I don't know what to do because I'm really involved in my church. And they're telling me that if I they're telling me that if I attend my son's wedding, and my son is getting married to another guy, that if I attend my son's wedding, I'm going to be thrown out of the participation in all the activities that I'm in the church. And she was heartbroken because they told her that she was breaking God's law by attending her son's wedding, her son's gay wedding. And I looked at her and I said, if you believe in a God who would punish you or your son for attending a wedding or for being gay, then you can have that God. I don't want him. I don't want that God. You can have him because my God is love. My God is the God whom I met in Jesus Christ, who ate with sinners, who says to Zacchaeus, come down from that tree. Come down from that tree, Zacchaeus. Come down from that tree. Because today, I want to be in your house. I'm having really a bad signal on TikTok. You're going to have to go to my Facebook. All of you who are on my TikTok, the Facebook. Okay, I got to do this. Hold on. Okay, I needed to do that. Hopefully the signal will be better now. Go to my Facebook, 3.5 million members and the check mark, Adam Kotas. There's a better signal there, okay? All of you that are on TikTok. And the video will be in its entirety on my YouTube, at Adam Kotas Direct on my YouTube. The God that we serve is the God who ate with sinners, who walked with prostitutes, who went to the house of the tax collector, Matthew, the biggest sinner. Let me see if I do this. Maybe this will be better like that. Is this better now? Okay. Jesus, the God that we serve, went and attended meals at the home of sinners. He would have no problem going to a wedding that isn't sanctioned by some religious rules. You get it? You got to put your kids first, I said to her. But what if they throw me out, she says, from the church? Well, you can come to me. I would not throw you out ever. She said, really? I said, absolutely. You're welcome at the shrine of St. Benedict. You, your son. We don't check anybody's cards at the door. And you are welcome too. Wherever I'm at, you are welcome. How is this? Is this better now? Is the signal better now? Was it? Yeah, sometimes it's okay. How is the signal? Can you all hear me well? Comment. And did you share the video? Did you share the video? How is the connection? Okay, go ahead and comment and let me know how are things. May have to check the internet. I may have to get better in internet. Okay? So, yeah. So how is everybody doing today? How are you? How is everyone? How are you going? Oh, it goes in and out. I'm sorry. The complete video is going to be on my YouTube, okay? At Adam Kotas Direct. So go to the YouTube channel and then subscribe to the YouTube channel and then you won't miss the videos. Okay. Look forward to seeing all of you on Sunday, the 6th of October. We're open in Spanish to begin with, at 10 in the morning in Spanish and at 2 o'clock in Spanish. As time progresses, we'll see what happens, okay? God bless you all. Have a beautiful Sunday. Share the video.